So y'all, I'm live on Facebook, and I was live on my Balenciaga channel. But this police that's sitting right here next door to me, when he rolled by, this entire phone, y'all, look, the entire phone powered off, and it was on the charger. Literally, I just took it off this charger, and I put it on this charger right here. I put it on this charger to because that charger has a lot more juice, and it's still not turning back on. So this cop look like he pulling off right now. So maybe it'll turn back on. But um, I'm really just sitting in my car right now, y'all. I'm not really doing much. Just trying to like meditate and everything like that. It's a lot going on right now, y'all. Like to the point where I realize that I'm not getting no help from nobody. I see that shit. The help that I'm gonna get it. The help that I need, I'm not gonna get it from folks that I expect to get it from. So I had somebody reach out to me. Damn, I shouldn't have went live on that phone, but I gotta go ahead and email them back. Um, I got people behind the scenes helping me more than anybody will ever help me, y'all. So it's like I'm positive that I really don't need people. And at this point in my life, I'm really just like expecting, like, and hoping that people can show me that they love me. It's not really more about the money, even though I need money right now. I can't even fucking drive my car right now. But it's more of feeling loved from people, especially the ones that I've helped before. It's like, damn, you can't have love in your heart. You can't send me a shelter resource. You can't send me nothing. Like what's up? Like everybody is ghost on me. Everybody is silent. Like silence of the lamb. It's as if they mad that I'm in need right now. I'm not understanding that shit. Like because it's a lot of people that I help. I keep saying this because they all letting me down. It's so many people that I helped from now and then that also is ignoring me. But those same people, when they need help, they call me in desperate needs, crying and all that shit. And I'm always the pillar of hope to give people. If I don't have money to give them, I'm gonna give them resources. And if there's no resources to give them, y'all, I'm gonna definitely try my best to put them in a situation to help them. And it's fucked up that not one of them decide to reach out to me. Forget sending me something. You didn't even reach out to me to say, hey V, what's the fuck going on? Say it however you want to say it. What the fuck you got going on? What's going on? Or what you need help with? What can I help you with? What like no, I'm not getting nothing from nobody. So at this point, I don't understand why people is upset with me for coming on live. The fact that you let me down should be enough, babe. Like I'm dying. Like my body fucked up. I just fell in the house. By the way, I forgot to tell y'all that. I went inside there, my knee gave out, and I fucking fell. And it was so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. I'm not understanding why this iPhone not coming on. This man still right there. I thought he was pulling off, but he's still sick. Maybe he's on my live. I don't know. But literally, take it out, put it back on. I don't understand why the iPhone is not powering back on. I'm happy that everybody see that I don't have help. There's a lot of people that's been picking at me lately saying that to me, and I'm starting to acknowledge it. You right. You so right. Cause I've been taking up for people for too long, saying this and that, really lying to people just to make you look good, to make them look good. But they not definitely not trying to make me look good. Don't tell me in secret how much I'm a blessing. Don't tell me in secret how much you love me. Don't tell me in secret how much you appreciate me. Say it out loud. Show me out loud. Cause yeah, I got a lot of folks back home that tell me this all the day, all the time. And people in this town, they tell me I got people reaching out to me from Fulton County, people from DeKalb County. I got people from Henry County. Y'all know who y'all are. They've been reaching out to me like, damn, I remember you did this for me, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but this is who I am in life, and I can't get not one person to recite that to me, to reciprocate. It's changed me though, to the point where I'm gonna analyze who should I help, who should be worthy of my time now. You can't come up to me with a sad story no more. You can't come up to me like all of that those tactics people used on me to get me to help them out. I'm gonna be real numb to it this time around, because this y'all really let me down. A lot of y'all let me down, and continue to let me down. And instead of getting upset with me, understand that you are making me upset. You are making me feel neglected. And I know, girl, you grown, take care of your own business, but I'm dying. I did all of that. I did it for 20 years, babe. For 20 years. Because I didn't know what I was doing. So I'm going to count the last 20 years. That's when I was really trying. When I had my daughter, I've been really trying to learn myself. I had no clue that I was fucking on the spectrum. And I knew when I was little. I wish my mom knew when I was little. She could have got me resources. She could have got me help. I would have had funding right now. I would have had it since I was little. And I wouldn't need nobody. When I can't get up and work, I wouldn't need nobody. I have resources to fall on. But all y'all call me crazy and say I get a check. I never got a check. I need one though. Can y'all go call the judge up? Can y'all call Judge Johnson that's supposed to be related to me? Can y'all call Judge Johnson and tell him he made a mistake? And that this young lady is entitled to those benefits. They don't want to give it to me because this will be about $20,000 in back pay. So I asked for 10,000 on my GoFundMe, because that'll help me tremendously to figure out what I could do. It'll alleviate my stress right now, because I'll have an open door to help me and my children. But it's like people making sure I'm fucked up so DCF can move in again. Because last time this was the things they was trying to say. My housing, my housing, my housing. You need permanent support. You need permanent housing. So I got it now, and these people trying to put me the fuck out so that DCF can move in again. Just because and then they tell me with this young lady that just because she has a mental issue doesn't mean that she can't be a good mother. So why are y'all keep fucking with me to make me seem like I'm mentally ill and can't and incapable of being a good mother? When I done it the whole time, when I didn't even know I was autistic. I did it the whole fucking time by myself. By myself. Yes, by myself. When I was struggling nights, I was struggling, scared to ask people when I needed help. God would send angels my way to bless me. This doesn't mean, because people say, girl, you survived this whole time. You don't understand. I've needed help the whole time. Angels was blessing me the whole time. And it's like right now, I got so many people against me right now, working in alliances to bring me down. And it's like, even though y'all friends and family members not initially doing this to me, but by not doing shit, you are affiliated with the people that are. So you gonna get karma too, because you sat still and chose to ignore me and be mad at me and make posts to troll me. Like you doing something. I guess you feel big of a person to talk to try to troll somebody that's really in physical pain, bitch, every day. I don't know why that phone ain't turned back on yet. Buddy's still sitting right there too. Yo. saying it's charging. So why are you not powering on? It's like anything to disrupt whatever's working for me. What is going on? So y'all, my phone still ain't power on. It's on the charger. Let me show y'all again. See, it's telling me I need to put the charger back on, lighting bulb, and now it's showing that it's charging and it's not powering on. Usually, when my phone power off, when I put the charger in there, it power right back on. And the fact that I was sitting here all this time and the motherfucker, while this police sitting right there, it won't power on. So she paranoid, she going crazy. I know. I know. You right. You right. You right. She about to be evicted. That's what she said to me. That about to be evicted ass bitch. And what's the odds they trying to evict me again for not going to my appointment now? Cause I can't go there now. So it's like you see how they work in alliances. Like first you say you threaten me and say, well that appointment you need to go to it. If you don't go, then I could put the eviction notice out with Dr. Mason. Then then my Medicaid, all that stopped. Everything fucking stopped. I can't make it there now. So they finna come with another eviction notice and it's really my fault. It's gonna look like it's my fault. I didn't go. But I asked so many family members before my shit fucked up. When I noticed my money was getting low, buying pampers for the baby, doing this shit for the kids, taking away the money that I saved to pay my shit, to get my registration fixed for my birthday. Not one family member reached out to me and sent me shit. Happy birthday, little bitch. When I'm the one that helped y'all, I found 7 bands on the floor. I gave my mama money. I went on the train, no car. When I gave my mama some money, my cousin some money, my so many people, I blessed them. And forgot about my fucking self. That's my fault though. I do that all my life. All my fucking life I've been like this with people. But when I'm fucked up, they laugh at me and not remember. Here we go. That man just left. It's powering up. I should have put the camera to where he's leaving so you could see that now my phone is turning on. I'm finna say, there you go right there. Yes, I switch phones now. Yeah, I know how to get free phones. All of these phones y'all see, y'all think I be flexing. Nah, I didn't even pay for it. I got it for free. Literally. Promotions and shit. I know how to find all the thrifty stuff to yeah. Y'all ask me why you got so many phones. You don't need all those phones. Yes, I do. My phones be hacked into, so I go to the other phone. I be wanting to make music. I be wanting to do stuff that my phones sometimes when it's hacked into, I can't use it. It powers off for hours, don't turn on. Like it's a whole lot of stuff. Yeah, you focusing too much on that stuff, girl. La la la. The thing is, the stuff I go through, you might not see that shit. You might not never go through it a day in your life. But it don't mean. Please don't say that it's far fetched, because it's happening to me. It's not. It's not. It's not. And y'all be talking about, oh, she's haunted. It's because what she be doing, baby. Baby, I've never had a bad dream. Let alone you talk about being haunted, baby. I have good angels that's watching me. I got good angels that I find hundreds on the floor, babe. It falls. That's my kids. How we be walking and we be seeing money flying, babe. So trust me, it ain't coming from a spiritual realm. It's coming from pussy whores on this realm. Don't get it twisted. They might use witchcraft and shit like that, but this ain't coming from angels. This coming from actual people. Okay, so let me. Enough of explaining it to these people, V. They don't give a fuck about what you talking about. They just want to make you out of a crazy person. They don't want to help you with shit. They want to exploit the fact that you have issues, but they don't want to acknowledge the fact that you just need love and help. Cause they don't love you. That's why they can't love you. Yeah, they don't love you, so that's why they can't show no love. Real love is felt. You don't have to ask for it. It comes naturally. I'm gonna react to some more videos. So this is first up. It's charging fast now. 14 minutes ago. Let's see one here, little. Could do this. Oh, they look so pretty. They look so pretty. Whoa. They look so pretty. Okay, let me do this. You're the only one who can do this. We'll call it for the week. Ask. You snap and took victory.
We're Phoenix Energy,
You
a
are
family-owned
so.
oil company focused on unleashing American oil from North Dakota and Montana. We've already sold over 2.9 million barrels. They buried you thinking you'd rot, but you weren't a seed, you were a spark, and now they're choking on the wildfire. My dear chosen ones, let this be crystal clear. This is not your debut.
They say the practitioner is telling these people to not do a spell on you. It is dangerous. Wow.
This is your eruption.
You got
They
people
thought your silence was
gossiping hard.
surrender, your patience was passivity, and your pain was proof you were done. What they didn't realize? You were loading. Quietly. Precisely. Like a storm that doesn't need thunder to rearrange the
Illegal
sky.
traps were set for
They
you.
watched you with smug grins, treating your setbacks like cautionary tales. They called you broken, scattered, too much, too little, everything but uncontainable. But here you are now, climbing with such ferocity. The air itself seems to split around your name. You're not rising, chosen one. You're detonating expectations. And they can't keep up. You ever wonder why they act so confused now? Why they're suddenly watching your every move like it's a mystery they forgot how to solve? Because they mistook your delay for defeat. They mistook your rebuild as retreat. But what they didn't...
Y'all, I'm so traumatized. I just saw another roach in this car, and this girl keep going with these people to their house, and it's fucking with my anxiety.
And could never calculate is that you had it in you the entire entire time. People ask, where did this come from? Who lit this fire? Let me answer that for you. The fire came from being underestimated, overlooked, and pushed to the edge so many times. You learned how to fly with no wings. You were forged under pressure they couldn't even name. In shadows, they'd never survive. Let them gasp. Let them scramble. Let them dig through their memories, trying to figure out how the one they thought was finished just rewrote the entire script. This isn't your comeback. This is your corrective storm. And every inch you climb is a slap to the faces that once smirked when you fell. Chosen one, you had it in you the whole time. And now they can't wrap their minds around the altitude you're climbing with. This is your moment, not to prove them wrong, but to remind yourself you were never anything less than unstoppable. Their doubt was the fuel, their silence the trigger, and now you're rising, not politely, not quietly, but ferociously, like a force of nature that never asked for permission. And chosen one, this is just the beginning. And before we dive deeper, a moment for you, the one who's been quietly sharpening your edge in the dark. Whether you've just found this space or you've been rising with us from the start, know this, your presence here isn't random, it's recognition. If you've ever felt like your intensity made people uncomfortable, like your silence held more power than their noise, you're exactly where you need to be. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop level 77 in the comments if you know you're climbing a mountain most people can't even see. Now let's break this down step by step. And believe me, if you're truly a chosen one, every word that's coming next will feel like deja vu, like I'm describing your exact journey, because only the ones built different carry this kind of fire. Only the chosen climb at a level the world can't process. Let's get into it. Number one, they tried to measure you, not realizing you were the blueprint they'd never understand. They tried to weigh thunder with a kitchen scale, but you were the storm they couldn't quantify. They thought you were a blueprint they could trace, but you were a code, encrypted, evolving, and far beyond their level of access. My dear chosen ones, let's be clear about something. They never really saw you. They scanned you, measured you, categorized you with broken tools built for average minds, trying to define something they were never qualified to judge. They mistook your stillness for weakness, your silence for confusion, and your uniqueness for a flaw. But the
So I like this person message. I'm so glad that was on that other video with Steve. I'm so glad I gave this video a chance. I had to face my fears of hearing someone that sounds so much like my stepfather. I love Steve Harvey, so it was never about him. So the person put, I know the sound can be distressing, but remember, unless it's spoken directly in your head of someone using their First Amendment, there isn't much you can do except just ignore that feeling. I get where you're coming from, though. I saw someone who looked like the person who abused me. Well, my stepfather never abused me, just with Freemasons when I was young, and it made me want to attack him or leave. So I decided to leave because violence rarely solves the deeper issue, even if it does feel gratifying at first. There are circumstances that call for what you chose to do, and that is when you should let God take control. And you have. Oh, thank you.
problem was
Yes,
never
because I had to face my
you.
fears.
It was their
I'm facing
system.
my fears with everything.
Their expectations were made to shrink people like you into boxes too small to hold your fire. You weren't born to fit. You were born to redefine. And now,
Pampers Cruisers 360 has a stretchy waistband with up to 100% leak-proof fit.
they're shook. they secretly want to copy, but never can. They used the metrics that made sense to them: your past, your quiet, your lack of progress by their timelines. They used tape measures built on gossip and fear, but you weren't made in that realm. You were constructed in silence, refined by pressure, and carved out of circumstances none of them could have survived. That's why they can't process you now. They don't understand how someone they thought was basic is now operating in a lane they don't even have a map for. Ever wonder why they labeled you too intense, too sensitive, or too much? It's because you triggered their need for predictability. They couldn't predict you. You operated on a frequency they couldn't decode. So instead of learning your language, they dismissed your entire signal. They needed to make you smaller to feel bigger.
Yeah, I'm
But
listening to Chosen
ones
Ones
don't
gifts
shrink.
on YouTube.
We build, we evolve, and we rise quietly until the altitude chokes out the noise. You never needed their approval. You needed space. And while they were passing judgment in group chats and whispering assumptions like facts, you were leveling up in ways that don't post well on social media. While they thought you were stalled, you were studying their patterns, watching their moves, and learning exactly how not to be like them. They wanted you begging for a seat at their table, but you weren't born to eat with people who mistake crumbs for a feast. You built your own gate, not to flex, but because the rooms they tried to fit you into were never designed to hold someone with your range, your size, your depth. They weren't watching a failure. They were witnessing a blueprint in motion, a system being rewritten in real time. But they were too busy laughing at the rough draft to recognize they were standing in front of the next masterpiece. And here's the part that burns them the most. You never needed their spotlight to glow. You created your own current. And now they can't keep up with the surge. So when they say, "You've changed," understand this. It's not an observation, it's a confession. They're admitting they can't keep pace. They're finally realizing the person they underestimated wasn't the experiment. They were the threat to everything average. And now, you're climbing at a speed that doesn't just shock them, it exposes them. Welcome to that uncomfortable silence, chosen one. That silence that follows awe. That silence that hits when people finally realize the force they tried to minimize was actually the one building something they'll never comprehend. Keep rising. Let the noise stay behind. You were never the one they should have been measuring. You were the one resetting the scale. Number two, you weren't quiet. You were containing a storm. They couldn't survive. They mistook your restraint for weakness, not realizing you were just holding back the avalanche. You weren't soft. You were silent for survival. But now the silence is over, and the room isn't ready for the sound of your full volume. My dear chosen ones, let's get one thing straight. Your power isn't new. It didn't show up overnight. It didn't randomly appear because life suddenly got easier. Number, that fire that's making people sweat now. You've been carrying it quietly for years. You just had to tame it to survive. You had to mute your roar because the world you were in couldn't handle the real sound of your thunder. They called you calm, but never asked what storms you were swallowing. They called you soft, but never felt the steel in your silence. They saw your composure and confused it with surrender, not realizing that it took more strength to stay still than to strike. You weren't being passive. You were calculating. Every move, every reaction, every word unsaid. That wasn't fear. That was foresight. They thought you were standing still, but you were studying, learning the landscape, sizing up the game. And while they were clapping for each other's noise, you were becoming a master of controlled chaos. Your silence wasn't empty. It was loaded. And now, Now that you're letting even a fraction of your true force out into the open, they're panicking. They're looking at you like you've changed. But the truth is, you've just stopped dimming. You've finally dropped the mask they forced on you. And now that your full presence is stepping into the room, they're realizing the version of you they knew was barely 5% of what you're really made of. Let them be confused. Let them stumble. Because what they're seeing now isn't arrogance, it's clarity, it's confidence, it's your rightful energy taking up space. They're not used to this version of you, because this version never needed validation. This version never needed permission. And this version, it remembers everything. You could have burned everything down when you had the chance. You could have leveled the entire playing field when they pushed you too far. But you didn't. Not because you were weak, but because you had power and chose precision instead of destruction. That's what they'll never understand. The most dangerous people aren't the ones who...
Zevo works 24/7 to attract and trap flying insects. Dunkin' Refreshers. 3 delicious flavors and get a medium for $3. $3? That's refreshing.
Scream. They're the ones who smile, stay silent, and study. You weren't the underdog. You were the unreleased weapon. And now that you're rising, now that you're refusing to shrink for anyone, the illusion they built around you is crumbling. Their comfort depended on your silence. Their confidence thrived off your hesitation. And now that you've snapped those restraints off, they're left face to face with someone they can't predict, control, or shrink. They never knew you. They only knew the version of you that was adapting to survive. But that survival mode is over now. You're not crouching anymore. You're standing. And the view from here? It's blinding. Number 3. They played for applause, while you engineered the whole battlefield in silence. Play games. You came to rewrite the rules. That's why they're... Because you stopped showing up to a game you secretly owned the whole time. My dear chosen ones, here's the truth no one ever had the guts to tell them. They were studying how to move pawns while you were building kingdoms. They thought they had you mapped out, predictable, soft, maybe even lost. They thought they could calculate your worth with surface-level metrics. What they didn't realize is that you were never playing their game. You were designing the terrain under their feet. While they made noise for attention, you studied in silence. While they performed for claps, you prepared in solitude. They thought your delay meant defeat, but you were just choosing the right timing to strike. Not for applause, but for impact. That's what separates the chosen from the crowd. You don't move for recognition. You move for legacy. They were playing checkers, reactive, emotional, loud. You were playing something far more dangerous, a long, quiet, strategic evolution. And it wasn't even on their board. You created your own grid, one they don't even have the coordinates for. The pieces you set in motion months, maybe years ago, are just now beginning to checkmate their assumptions. And they're confused, because the game changed, and you never told them. You see, chosen one, you were never competing with them. You were studying them. You watched how they smiled with fake warmth. You clocked every hand that clapped for your failure a little too hard. You took notes not out of bitterness, but as data. Not to copy them, but to outgrow them completely. Now, they're scrambling, panicked, not because you're shouting, but because your silence is making noise they can't ignore. You're not loud, you're undeniable, and that's what cuts them the deepest. Because they thought you needed their approval, their resources, their blueprint. But instead, you built your own. They were waiting for drama. They expected you to return with vengeance, to beg, to explode. But your return wasn't messy. It was surgical, clean, focused, powerful. You evolved past them so smoothly, they didn't even notice they'd been left behind until it was too late. And now they're stuck trying to decode a playbook they were never meant to understand. You didn't rise to compete, you rose to transcend. And that's exactly what scares them. Not that you came back stronger, but that you never even needed to play in their sandbox to begin with. So let them fumble with their checkers, chosen one. While they scramble for position, you've already mapped out a whole new game. One where you decide the stakes, the direction, and the outcome. You're not just ahead, you're off the board entirely. And that is exactly why they'll never catch up. Number 4. You didn't disrupt the pattern. You were born to shatter the entire system. You weren't born to blend in. You were built to break the pattern and burn the script. They called you the black sheep. That's because you weren't part of the flock. You were the lightning strike meant to shake the whole field. My dear chosen ones, read this slowly. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to disrupt. You didn't miss the memo. You ignored it. Every time someone tried to hand you the same tired script, passed down like a hand-me-down, full of silence, shame, and playing it safe, you felt that fire in your gut telling you, this isn't the path. They tried to tell you how to speak, how to behave, how to disappear just enough to stay comfortable. But you didn't just reject the script. You set it on fire and rewrote your own lines. And the moment you did, they called you difficult, rebellious, even broken. But let's get this straight. You weren't broken. You were breaking through. The truth is,
when your kid is hurting and there's nothing you can do about it, that's the worst feeling in the world.
I don't think anybody ever expects to hear that their child has cancer. It's always one of those things that happens to somebody else, but it's definitely feels like your soul is sucked out of your body when they tell you that it's your baby. And you would do anything to get them to the best place that they can be for their treatment. And I knew with everything in my...
they were never prepared for someone like you. Someone who could see through the smiles hiding silence. Someone who could feel the manipulation baked into obedience. Someone who didn't just question the rules, but exposed the rot behind them. You were the glitch in their perfect little system. The interruption they never asked for, but desperately needed. And that's why it's been so heavy. That's why your journey hasn't felt like a walk. It's felt like a war. Because the moment you rise above generational dysfunction, you start shaking everything that depended on you staying quiet. They were comfortable in the cycles, comfortable in denial. But your very existence, it's proof that comfort isn't freedom. You were never here to maintain what was broken. You were sent to demolish it and create something that could actually breathe. Your glow is not decoration, it's disruption. Your peace doesn't just soothe, it confronts. And your growth, it makes everyone who chose stagnation feel it in their chest. That's why they distance themselves now. Not because you did something wrong, but because you did everything right. You refused to play by the rules that kept everyone stuck. And now that you're rising, boldly, unapologetically, they don't know how to process you. Because your success reminds them of every chance they had to choose better and didn't. You weren't the black sheep. You were the spark, the fire starter, the one who lit the match while everyone else was still pretending the house wasn't burning. And now that it's smoking, they're calling you dangerous. But what they don't realize is, you're not here to burn them. You're here to burn through the lie. So, chosen one, stop Stop trying to fit in where you were sent to stand out. Stop apologizing for being the interruption. Let them call it chaos. You know it's correction. Let them call it drama. You know it's disruption. You weren't made to blend. You were made to blaze. And they're finally starting to feel the heat. Number 5. You sat with the fire. While they searched for exits, that's why you move different. They prayed not to burn. You stood in the flames and became them. Chosen one, here's the truth they'll never admit. They thought the darkness would swallow you. They assumed if they left you in the fire long enough, you'd come out ashes. But you didn't. You came out forged. Not just intact, but transformed. You didn't run from the storm. You became the storm's silence. That's what they can't process. You didn't flinch when life tore everything apart. You didn't collapse when you were stripped of everything false. While they were begging to be rescued, you were learning how to breathe underwater. When the nights got ugly, when your own reflection didn't even recognize you, you didn't tap out. You stared into the abyss, and instead of begging for light, you built your own from scratch. They say you're calm now, collected, focused, but what they don't see is that your peace wasn't handed to you. It was earned. It came from sleepless nights, from silence so loud it nearly broke your mind. And still, you endured. You found stillness not because life got easier, but because you stopped resisting the climb. You accepted the pain as part of the passage, and that changed everything. Chosen ones are not defined by what they survive. They're defined by how they survive. And you didn't just survive. You studied the terrain. You learned how betrayal exposes truth, how loss clears space, how rejection removes noise. Every time you were torn down, you didn't rebuild the same version. You rewired, you refined, you returned upgraded. You're not cold, you're calculated, you're not distant, you're protected. Because once you've sat with real pain, once you've made peace with hell, you realize no one can take anything from you that you didn't already walk away from. That's what makes you dangerous now. Not just because you climbed, but because you're no longer afraid to fall. People see the glow, but they don't know it came from fire. They admire your presence, but ignore the price. You've outlived storms that would have paralyzed them. You've forgiven people who never even noticed they broke you. And still, you show up, whole, solid, unshaken.
Do you need a loan for your business? Well, if you've been around for over a year, I'm about to show you how to get up to 3.
That's not luck. That's built from scratch resilience. You don't chase peace anymore. You are peace. And because of that, your energy disturbs those who only know chaos. You don't walk into rooms looking for validation. You validate the room just by walking in. And that chosen one is what terrifies them. Not that you made it out, but that you made it out sharper. That you took every scar, every failure, every nightmare, and didn't just heal from it. You weaponized it. They can't box you in anymore. They can't bait you, can't break you, because they weren't with you in the pit. They didn't see you stare down the part of yourself that almost didn't make it. You did that, alone. And now you move with the kind of power only people forged in chaos ever carry. They'll keep wondering how you got here. Let them. You don't owe them the map. You are the climb. Number 6. Your progress triggers them because it reflects everything they settled for. Your rise feels personal because it reveals just how much they settled. You didn't outshine them to make them feel small. You just stopped shrinking, and they never stopped watching. My dear chosen ones, There's a reason certain people flinch when your name is mentioned, why they suddenly go silent when you walk into a room, even though you've done nothing but breathe in their direction. It's not your attitude. It's not even your success. It's the mirror you carry now. Every step you take forward shines light on the parts of themselves they chose to abandon. You didn't offend them. Your growth exposed them. They don't hate you because you climbed. They hate you because they stayed stuck. They see in you everything they could have been if they hadn't handed their potential over to comfort, convenience, and fear. While you were choosing truth over approval, discomfort over familiarity, and evolution over validation, they were making peace with the same cycles that broke them. You didn't just take a different route, you refused to follow theirs. And now, every level you rise to, every version of you that steps into more power becomes a silent indictment of what they never dared to reach for. You didn't settle for the job that drained you. You didn't cling to the people who couldn't grow with you. You didn't pretend a cage was a castle. You walked away. You walked forward. You walked alone when necessary. And now you carry the energy of someone who earned their strength. That's what disturbs them. They've been convincing themselves they're okay with mediocrity for years. But you prove, just by existing, that the story they sold themselves was a lie. They won't say it out loud, but deep down, they resent you for letting go of what they still cling to. They resent you for needing nothing from them, while they can't breathe without permission. They resent that you didn't wait for applause to move, that you built without praise, that you changed when no one was watching. And when they say, "You've changed," what they really mean is, you outgrew the version of me that once had power over you. No, you don't think you're better. You just know you're not less. You didn't forget where you came from. You just stopped trying to shrink yourself to fit back in. You evolved, and they didn't. That's not ego. That's elevation. And elevation always comes with turbulence, especially from the ones still trying to fly circles around the runway. So, chosen one, don't take their discomfort personally. You are not the villain in their story. You're the proof that fear was never the only option. And whether they admit it or not, your climb reminds them of what they chose not to become. Let them talk. Let them spin their narratives. You didn't rise to be liked. You rose because staying small was never written in your design. And that, my chosen one, is exactly why your presence will always shake the room. Number 7. They laughed at the fall, but never noticed the blueprint you buried in the ashes. They mocked the collapse, but missed the blueprint buried beneath the rubble. They laughed at your fall, never realizing it was the exact ground you'd launch from. My dear chosen ones, let's talk about the part they never understood, the part they still can't process. Your glow didn't come from comfort. It came from the ashes, and not the poetic kind, the real ones. The kind made of nights that swallowed your voice, days that hollowed out your will, and moments that nearly made you disappear into yourself. That's where your rise began, not from applause, but from the wreckage they thought would finish you. They gawk at you now, wide-eyed, trying to act like they've always known who you were. But let's not forget, these same people froze you in your worst moment. They kept your rock bottom on replay, like it made them feel better about never climbing anything themselves. They talk about how you failed, how you lost, how you broke. But what they never talk about is what came next, because they never stayed long enough to witness.
Always Flex Foam stays dry and fresh. See what foam can do for you. We all scream
for cookies and cream.
Zfar Bake Sale Collection, because adventure
it. And even if they had, they wouldn't have recognized it, because your resurrection wasn't.
My daughter is riding around with gang members, man. I'm so worried about her. Like I'm not really caring that she dogging me out with the baby and stuff like that, making me do everything. I'm really more concerned that she's riding around with these gang members, man. Cause she don't understand that they really clowning her. They really clowning her. Seriously, they really clowning her. I think my daughter is being sex trafficked, but I can't prove it. I can't prove it, y'all. They tried to take me to jail last time I tried to prove that.
Loud.
They said I was
It wasn't
kidnapping
for
her.
them. Your rebuild was sacred, quiet, coded in silence, and carried by.
I told my other daughter we've been having this plot and plan. My other daughter was saving money from us. She would hope she's very responsible, but we was trying to save to leave from here. We both said it. We can't tell Sierra that we leaving. We gonna have to move the stuff first. That's why I started packing. I was finna trick her, and we was gonna leave and move because I think she's being held hostage where she's been going at, because it makes sense every time I come live one of them come over here and pick her up, or when I come in front of like these people come pick her up and never ask her to, they tell her there's no space to take her baby. Something don't sound right. And I've been asking family to help me, babe. Her daddy help me. I'm telling y'all what's going on. Y'all don't care. You don't. I get it. You don't care about me, but do you care about Sierra? Do y'all love Sierra?
A will most of them don't even know exists. While they were mocking the fallout, you were laying the foundation. While they whispered about your crash, you were learning how to reconstruct an entire life in a dimension they'll never be invited to. You were never lost. You were in blueprint mode. They thought your story ended when the chaos came. What they didn't know is that was the beginning. Because chosen ones don't crumble and vanish. They disassemble and rebuild from the inside out. You weren't broken. You were being rebuilt. Strategically, purposefully, ferociously. And now that you're climbing at a level they can't replicate, they call it sudden, out of nowhere, mysterious. But let's be real, they just weren't deep enough to survive where you had to go. You didn't go viral, you went internal. And from the silence they misunderstood, you created a momentum that doesn't need their validation. This glow they can't stop watching. It's not a trend. It's not aesthetic. It's not a moment. It's earned radiance. It's coded in collapse. It's etched into the bones of someone who's been buried by life and refused to stay under.
I gotta
They
check.
can't fake this. They can't copy this. They didn't cry like you did. They didn't bleed like you did. They didn't stand back up when it would have been easier to disappear. You didn't rise because it was fashionable. You rose because it was necessary. So when they look confused, trying to reverse engineer your energy, let them. Let them scroll, rewind, analyze, and obsess. Because no matter how hard they try to copy the shine, they'll never decode the grind. They didn't stay when the light went out, and that's why they'll never understand how you became the sun. Chosen ones, this isn't a comeback. This is a construction site turned launchpad. And the view up here? It's earned. Keep climbing. And that, chosen ones, is the truth they never saw coming. While they were busy mocking the fall, you were quietly building the rise. And now, your altitude is shaking everything they thought they understood. Let them watch. Let them wonder. Because what's coming next? It's beyond anything they're ready for. If this lit something inside you, like the video, subscribe to stay locked in, and drop 77 in the comments if you know your glow was built, not gifted. Share this with someone who's been quietly climbing. Their moment's coming, too. Let's keep rising, together and on purpose.
name is Adam Ferrari, the Chief Executive Officer of Phoenix Energy. I look forward to you joining us at our next investor webinar, where you can drill deeper into our 9 to 13% annual interest rate bond offerings and see how our company has become an emerging leader in the oil and gas industry. In 2024, Phoenix Energy rose to become the 11th most prolific oil and gas operator in the Williston Basin, one of America's top producing regions. We are now right alongside industry giants like ConocoPhillips and EOG and plan to continue rising in the rankings. Our daily production rates have risen as high as 18,000 barrels of oil per day. We've sold more than 4 million barrels, and we're just getting started. We hope to see you at our brief webinar. In less than 1 hour, you will learn more about our 9 to 13% annual interest rate bond offerings and the U.S. oil and gas sector. These Regulation D 506E bond offerings are open to accredited investors. Our team will guide you through the details of how to get started. Sign up for the webinar and start your journey with Phoenix Energy today.
When achy pulses are in need, try Puffs Ultra Soft for cushiony thickness that holds up better.
They didn't start the fire. They just poured gasoline on the wrong soul. Now they're watching your glow burn through everything they built on lies. Welcome, chosen one. Oh, they thought you were done, didn't they? That you were weak. That your silence meant surrender. That your isolation meant defeat. They danced on what they thought was your grave. They threw a party thinking the universe forgot you. But what they didn't know was this. The universe wasn't ignoring you. It was crowning you. You weren't weak. You were just loading. And now, the devil's not laughing anymore. He's pacing. He's sweating. Because the boss has awakened. Their little celebration is seconds away from turning into a full-blown funeral. And the most twisted part? They know it. Oh, they know it, but they still wear that plastic smile, pretending they're safe while the walls close in around them. Their fake joy is cracking under the pressure of your comeback. Their lies are choking them. Their gossip is turning into silence, not because you clapped back, but because the truth is arriving like a freight train on fire, and they're tied to the tracks. The moment you stop doubting your light, even the darkness gets nervous. Let's get one thing straight. The devil's not scared of loud talkers, viral quotes, or pretty prayers filtered through Instagram stories. He's afraid of the quiet ones who got up after being buried, cleaned their own wounds, and remembered who they were. He's afraid of you, and not because you're perfect, but because you remembered. You remembered your power, you remembered your path, and now, that fake power he had over you, it's crumbling. Let me give it to you real. The devil doesn't shake when people post positive vibes only. He starts sweating when a chosen one stops playing small, when you stop dimming your light to make others comfortable, when you stop begging to be seen and start seeing yourself. That's when the whole system of fear, shame, and confusion starts to crack. Because here's what most people never figure out. The enemy's biggest weapon isn't destruction, it's distraction. If he can't kill you, he'll try to confuse you, make you think you're not doing enough, make you question your timing, make you forget that the very fact you're still standing is proof you've already won battles most people never knew you were fighting. But not anymore. See, you've stopped walking like a question mark and started standing like an answer. And that right there, that's why fear, hate, and toxic energy, the devil, can't sit still around you. Let me hit you with a wild fact. According to neuroscience, by the age of 25, most people stop thinking original thoughts. They operate on autopilot, living out habits, programming, trauma, and borrowed beliefs. But you didn't settle into a script. You questioned it. You unplugged from the noise. You broke the pattern. And you didn't do it loud. You did it real. You're not following trends. You're becoming your own frequency. And the devil, the enemy, the fear, the old system, it can't predict you anymore. Because you stopped surviving and started creating. You're not a threat because you're perfect. You're a threat because you're aware. You've become...
All right. I got this. I just gave my daughter $5. That was the last thing I had to watch the baby for me right now. I just set her up because I'm so aggravated now. That my daughter was telling me what my other daughter said because she went to the food stamp office today to try to fix our stuff, and she said the lady denied it. Say, huh? She said she didn't approve our Medicaid, and that's the reason we didn't get food stamps on the 17th. So I'm like, so what did she tell her to do? Because from my understanding, I fixed this already, and she did when she didn't give it to me on the 17th. I noticed that she said that my daughter didn't sign. She needed her to sign her parental acknowledgement or something like that. I don't know, parental acknowledgement for the program, I guess. So we did that manually on the site that she just blocked me from going on. So I'm like, isn't that fixed already? I just submitted your ID. I made her give me her ID. I made her sign on this phone on the notes, and I uploaded it. So now she just made my daughter sign all of it over again, but still said we denied. She said that you don't have Medicaid, Mom. I know, because the rheumatologist just told me I need to update my insurance. So I'm sitting here with no hope for nothing, not even for the doctor's office. I can't even go to the doctor's office if I had a ride because my Medicaid, she won't approve it.
what I call a blueprint breaker. You're not here.
So that means we don't got no food stamps coming up. We don't got no food stamps coming up, bro. We don't have no food stamps coming up because she won't approve my shit. When I just fixed it, I got letters I could show y'all. I just fixed it, and it went up on my price, on my amount, because they said she wasn't giving me the full amount. I went behind her back and talked to her folks about it, and I just emailed them this morning too to show them like what's going on. Like I don't have nothing to look forward to right now, y'all. I can't drive my car, and that's bothering me so much that every time I walk outside and look at my fucking my fucking tag, my decal that say June 20 fucking 5, I can't fucking drive, bro. That's bothering me because the car it's my relief. It's my relief from the world. I take drives when I'm frustrated. I will waste gas for my mental health, and I can't do that. I can't fucking hustle. The baby she got a few Pampers left. And my daughter is riding around with a gang, bro. I'm stressed. Shout out to my family, dog. Fuck with y'all, bro.
Done.
Fuck with
You're
y'all.
here to do what they said couldn't be done. That makes you dangerous. That makes
Thank you for making
powerful.
people.
That
Thank y'all to my family. A special shout out to my folks that y'all making people think that I'm not a good person because they telling me that, bitch. Your own family don't fuck with you. Damn, y'all. So you mad at me for saying this shit online when people is secretly telling me that, bitch, your family don't even fuck with you. Toya, remember Toya? My cousin Toya told me that Shira told her that my mama them told her that I'm too needy and they don't fuck with me. I held that shit in for so fucking long. That girl clowned me in front of all of her folks saying, bitch, nobody don't fuck with you. Shira, bitch, the same fucking person, ho, I used to help you. I never knew I didn't even know you didn't like me. I was going to temp jobs and I wasn't even living in Homestead just on visitation, bitch, and I was bringing you bread. Did you tell them that? Did you tell them everything you asked me to bring for the day I brought it just to keep peace, bitch? And you still trolled me. Y'all laughed at me. You thought it was funny. And I forgave my cousin because I realized that girl was starting shit, trying to come between us. But if my family did tell y'all that, then you should have stood up for me. I didn't even really believe it at first. But now I'm looking at shit like, damn, so that's why y'all ignore me? I'm too needy, bitch? That makes me feel bad because I can't help that I'm fucking needy. I also can't help the fact that this corrupt ass organization is fucking with my finances.
makes you unforgettable. So don't let your silence fool you into thinking you're not making noise.
They want me to die.
Your presence, your peace,
I
your
get it now.
clarity.
They want
It's
me to die.
louder than any gossip, any rumor,
Because if they wanted
any
me to
smear
survive, they would do
campaign.
everything in their
And
power to help me do
right
that.
now, the energy that tried to shut you
Now,
down is
fucking black
quietly
in my heart, bro.
realizing they didn't scare you, they summoned you. Let's pause here for a quick reality check. If you're feeling this so far, if it's hitting something real in your spirit, go and hit that button under this video and make sure to subscribe if you know you're one of the ones the world tried to break but couldn't. Because every time you do, it tells the YouTube algorithm, this message matters. Chosen ones need to hear this. You're not just helping me share a message. You're helping someone, somewhere, who's drowning in doubt, finally realize, wait, I'm not crazy. I'm not broken. I'm powerful. So hit that button, spread the light. Now, let's get back to the truth. You thought you were losing. Nah. You were leveling up in silence. You were getting stronger in shadows. You were healing in hiding. The enemy thought they had time to stop you while you were quiet. But they didn't realize you weren't sleeping. You were evolving.
Can y'all see,
The
y'all?
enemy's biggest
Can y'all see the
mistake was
cars that's
thinking your
riding by?
silence meant surrender. It meant
I don't think you can
strategy.
see.
You've walked through fire and didn't just survive. You came out with
I want
blue
y'all to see the
flames.
police
You're
that
no
keep
longer
riding by
part
here
of the system they built to
and
keep
looking
you
over here.
small.
They
You're
don't
walking
fucking
out of
scare
it
me,
with
but I
your
want to
head
show
up,
you how
your
intimidated
vision
they are.
clear, and your energy unmatched. The devil
So I
isn't
just got a
some
hint.
red figure with horns.
I got a hint on Ancestry about my grandma. Just now. Those are angels. They want me to know. Don't be
It's the
scared.
fear that
You're
tried
not
to
alone.
cage you, the voices that told you to shrink, the people who only loved
See,
you
I
when you
just
were
got this
easy to
message on
control.
Ancestry about my
But the
grandma. Here
universe,
y'all go.
it's
See,
been watching,
this angels.
and now it's moving. See, when you rise, it's not just for you. It's a signal, a ripple, a shift. And the ones who tried to block your light, they're not fighting you anymore. They're fighting the universe itself. So stop doubting yourself. Stop acting like you're alone in this. The fact you're still here after everything means something. You're not the problem. You're the pattern breaker. The one the enemy hoped would stay silent.
Like I'm gonna
But
give
you
them the
didn't.
benefit of the doubt. Maybe they surveillance in my area to make sure that nobody is really fucking with me. But let's give them the benefit of the doubt, y'all.
You woke up, and now the enemy's terrified.
Cause they keep coming by
But
for
we're
what?
just getting started. So
And then
here's the
slow
deal. If
creep
you
right
felt
there.
that fire rising in your chest while listening to
While
this,
looking over
that
here,
wasn't just
both of them in the
motivation.
car was looking over here. Why? Why? Are you riding past every house going slow in front of their house and looking at their house? No. All of these cars keep riding by. Y'all keep looking. You gonna see the same cars keep riding the fuck by.
That was your power remembering itself. The enemy hoped you'd scroll past this. Too late. You're
But
locked
my
in
baby
now.
girl just told me I didn't know this happened. She said when she came out this morning to get the food, I was asleep. She said the black car rolled by. It's a black car that's similar to my goddaughter's grandmother car. And she said the police stopped that car, but it wasn't her. She said she could tell it wasn't her. It was somebody else, but they stopped her. And I said, dang, thank you for telling me that. Maybe they making sure this lady ain't harassing me.
Drop the
Let's give
number
them the benefit of the
77
doubt.
in the comments if you know deep down that your silence wasn't weakness, it was their sentence. You were never the threat they expected, but you're definitely the boss they fear. And trust me, if you're really one of the chosen, you won't just watch, you'll feel this to the end. Now, let's get into it, step by step. Number 1. The devil's biggest fear. A chosen one who doesn't beg to be seen. The
You see
devil
them, they
doesn't
stop right
panic
there to
when
dance.
people are loud.
It's,
He doesn't flinch at motivational
it's the white
quotes,
car that my
Sunday
baby
smiles, or those posting fake healing online just to stay relevant. He feeds on that. What sends him into full-blown chaos is you. A chosen one who doesn't need applause, doesn't need the spotlight, doesn't need a room full
That
of
lady is a foster mom. That lady with that paper tag is a foster mother.
clapping strangers to know they're powerful. You scare the hell out of him because you move like a storm with no warning, no noise,
They
and
want me to know
no
that they finna come try to take my daughter and my grandbaby. They want me to know this shit so bad. And listen, I tried to prevent this shit for so long when I've been noticing the tactics, but I don't got no support, none whatsoever. I feel bad for my grandbaby and my daughter. Like my oldest daughter, she got a gang now. She got a gang that's looking out for her apparently. But my younger daughter and my grandbaby don't have nobody but me.
mission. The devil rules over empty validation. He builds kingdoms out of fake
I ain't,
attention
I'm
and
not scared
shallow.
to say that knowing that DCF watch me online. I'm not ashamed to tell people that already telling me that bitch nobody don't care about you because you too needy. That's fine. I'm exposing the fact that I don't have nobody and I'm too needy. It's fine.
Approval.
It's
His
showing that
throne
the
is made
state
of
should be
likes,
helping me.
gossip, and insecure followers who chase clout like it's oxygen. He's the architect of insecurity, the CEO of fake
So
love,
let's
the
go. They thought
puppeteer
they
of
was gonna embarrass me. They were gonna embarrass me. You ain't embarrassed me. I'm expose it. I'm embrace everything I'm going through. Cause all it shows is that she needs support and she don't have it from the state or from family.
desperate people pretending to be important. But when you step in, his system glitches. You're the one thing he can't control, someone who doesn't crave attention, because you've already met your purpose in silence. You weren't built in
How you gonna
public. You
try to disrupt a family that don't have support from the state? How could you determine that this person is any type of way you may take it, mentally unstable, whatever, when you won't offer her resources? You won't offer her financial support. Nothing. You're denying her Medicaid. Huh? Make y'all please make it make sense for me.
built in private, and that's why your
Where the police are
presence
getting
makes
across the
the
street.
air
Can y'all see
shift.
it?
That's why when your
Can
name
y'all
is
see it right
whispered,
there across?
even his
Just wait.
demons
He finna come
pause.
around.
You
He
didn't
finna troll
need the
right back around.
platform.
Don't
They
worry.
gave it to you while
Don't
trying
worry.
to
I
tear
ain't
you
gonna even
down.
do that. You'll
You
see him.
didn't need the stage. They accidentally built it for you by talking so much
He finna
trash.
turn right back
You
around.
didn't even try to shine. They just couldn't stop dimming their own light, trying to match yours. And now, here you are, still rising, still growing,
Just
still
keep looking. You gonna see him
unbothered
ride
while
by a
he's
couple more
trembling
times.
behind the
Watch.
scenes. See, when the devil looks for people to manipulate,
And that's
he
making
looks
me
for the
look like, so
addicted.
if they is trying to look out for me, you ain't helping me by keep riding by my house. So it's either you either trying to intimidate me by keep riding by because you making these people in this town that already said that I'm a fed. You making them think that I got you doing that. That's not good.
The ones addicted to being liked, followed, praised. He offers them fame, attention, fake loyalty, and they take it. He doesn't fear the loud ones. He uses them. But you had every reason to bow to the pressure, to crave revenge, to scream your truth. But you didn't. You stayed still. You stayed solid.
Can't
You
get in
let
here.
your truth speak when the time was right. And now your silence is louder than their screaming ever was. He hates that you don't perform. He hates that you don't explain. He hates that you don't collapse just because no one clapped. And that hate is fear. Real, raw fear. Because when a chosen one stops seeking validation and starts listening to the voice within, the devil loses control. You became dangerous the moment you stopped begging for approval. You became untouchable the second you chose peace over popularity. That's when you slipped out of his grip and into your power. Let's make something clear. The devil isn't afraid of your past. He's not scared of your mistakes. In fact, he counted on those things
25.
to break you. But when you took shame, that guilt, that pain, and turned it into purpose, he screamed, that wasn't in the plan. You were supposed to fold. You were
65.
supposed to fall. But you got back up, quietly, strategically, completely reborn. And now you walk like someone who knows where
Oh,
they're going.
I have a different
Because
account. I
you
forgot.
do. You've has been so lonely. That's why you were misunderstood, ignored, lied on. Because validation is a leash, and the devil couldn't get one around your neck. He tried. He used people close to you. He used fake
Try
opportunities.
another
He
way.
used moments of weakness. But
Try
nothing
another way.
worked. Because your power doesn't come from outside noise. It comes from inner knowing. You are driven by something deeper than applause, something louder than clout. You terrify him because you expose the system.
Oh
You're the
man, I don't
glitch in the
have that phone
matrix,
no
the
more.
one who can't be
Send it
predicted.
to my
While
email.
others play for cameras, you play for legacy. While they scramble for attention, you move in silence with impact. And the devil knows it. Attention fades, but alignment rewrites the timeline. You
An
don't just
email with a
shift rooms,
verification
you
code
shift
was
destinies.
sent.
That's the kind of power
Oh man,
that
I
can't
can't
be
get
bought,
into it. I gotta wait
bribed,
till
or
I get in the
broken.
house.
And now he's losing, not because you shouted louder, but because you never needed to. While others screamed for respect,
Jesse Lawyer. I got a hit on Jesse Lawyer. Romulus Barnes. America's. Wow, I have an ancestor named Americas. Refier Lawyer and Adame Lawyer.
you earned it. While they begged to be seen, you became
Americas. I
unforgettable
never knew
without
that I had
trying.
an
And
ancestor
now,
named
the
Americas.
devil is stuck, watching you rise, while every lie he crafted burns in the light of your truth. Let's talk about pressure. Most people break under it, but chosen ones, we become diamonds. You didn't just survive rejection, you grew in it. You didn't just endure silence, you
I don't know why that man on the bike pointed over here. I don't know if the live caught that on this. What is that, Facebook? I don't know if y'all caught him pointing at my house.
used it to build a weapon the enemy can't defend against. Clarity. That clarity is deadly. It sees through lies. It senses fake love. It walks away from bait. And that scares the devil more than any prayer ever could. Because what can he do with someone who doesn't need the world's approval? Nothing. He's powerless. You don't need a seat at their table. You built your own. You don't care about the room you weren't invited to. You are the room now. And that quiet confidence, that deep-rooted stillness, that's the sound
Oh,
of the
did they
devil
go
realizing
dead?
he'd bet on the wrong
Wow.
breakdown. He
Let's
thought
see
you'd
what
stay
this on.
broken,
This
chasing
is on
love,
54. So did this
validation,
go dead too?
acceptance. But you
Everything went dead.
didn't. You
Okay.
healed. You detached. You saw through the illusion and
Okay.
took your
So
power
when it go
back.
dead, I'ma
So
just
now
stop
you
because
walk like a
everything is going
boss,
dead
not
now.
because someone told you you're one, but because you
Uh,
remembered it on your own. The
I don't know.
devil
Let me go
can't
get my other
handle
thing
that.
because
He's losing
I don't feel
soldiers.
like
People
going
are watching
inside
you
right now.
and
I want
realizing
to
they
get out of
don't
this.
need to
I want to get out of this. Like I want to have a better mood to go in there with the baby. That's why I told my daughter to watch her. I gave her $5. That was the last thing I had. But like she deserved me at my best. So let me go get. Oh man, if you go dead on me, y'all, I got so many portable chargers because my light be powering off sometimes. Like I always need emergency chargers. Just don't want to explain it, but I got about three of these. Got two small ones like this, and this one is my heavy duty one. And it usually when it's on 100%, it will last me all day, no matter how many things is connected to it. but I only charged it up to 20% when I just grabbed it. So put when it get below 50%, it take I don't know, the battery drain faster when it's under 50%.
Beg to matter either. They're waking up. And every time someone breaks free from that addiction to validation, the devil's kingdom gets smaller. And what does he do when he sees a soul like yours standing tall with no need to perform? He panics, he spirals, he starts throwing chaos, anything to get your attention again. But it doesn't work anymore, does it? Because your peace is louder than his pressure. Your purpose is stronger than his poison. You've built a life that doesn't need to be broadcast to be real. And that is the ultimate threat. You didn't
Y'all,
come
my
here to
cash
be
app is
liked.
give me
You
real
came
love
here
for the
to
person who
shift
just
the
asked me.
balance, to
Just give me
lead,
real
to
love. I don't
shatter
know if I could write it in
illusions.
here. Let me
And
see.
that's exactly what you're doing. So if he's
I
still
don't know.
trying, let him try. If he's still watching, let
I
him
don't know how to write
watch.
on here, y'all.
He's not in control
I don't know
anymore.
how to write on here.
Because
If y'all
chosen
could write it in
one,
the
you're
comments,
such a
people
boss, you
asking.
made the
My
devil
cash app
afraid
is
of
give
you.
me real
And he
love.
should be. Number two, you glitched the system. Now the devil can't track you. The devil doesn't fear chaos. He is chaos. What he fears is the glitch, the error in his matrix, the one soul that doesn't follow the rules he built. And chosen one, that's exactly what you became. You were programmed to
Oh
break.
no, y'all. I'm gonna text my daughter and give her this option because she's supposed to come get the baby at 9. But I think she's being sex trafficked. So I'm gonna text her and say, baby, I do need you to give me a break with the baby, but I'll deal with it. If you could just come to the house with her, finish up whatever you're doing and just come to the house with her because I don't feel like she should go with you. Plus, every time y'all take her, y'all put roaches in her car seat. So I'm gonna tell her that when y'all bring her back, it's roaches in her car seat. So let me text her that. Like I've been thinking about it this whole time. Like it's been on my mind since she texted me. She's coming to get her at 9, and the car is packed right now, so she can't come get her now. And it's just like that group of guys that was sitting there, they left in the car with them. Like they left. So I've been right about everything I've been saying, and I really believe that she's being held against her will, and it explains why she just leave out of nowhere. She don't tell me or nothing. I go check her room and she gone. We be going to the doctor's office. These people be waiting outside the house. Literally, I promise you, the day she went to jail, her baby daddy and his new baby mama was sitting outside my house. And they, instead of taking him to jail because his license was suspended and he didn't have insurance, they took her to jail. Because he said that he was scared of his life. But I'm telling the cop, how is he scared of his life if he's here? And I asked him several times to leave. Nobody said nothing about it. So I think she's being sex trafficked, y'all. I really do. All right, so, and I'm trying to free her and help her. I gotta leave from this town, y'all. So if you could share my GoFundMe, y'all, to whoever organization, whoever you know that could help me out, that got enough funding to give me anything. If you ain't got it, share it with them because it's really important that we leave this corrupt town. It's like 90% of these folks, and the other 10% they just trying to live out here and survive. But the 90% of people that I'm noticing that's ganging up on me and my daughter, they are all in gangs. So let's see. But hey, I I read your message, and no, I'm not telling you you can't take your child. I gotta say this because when they put her in this MK Ultra type of mood, she tell them that I'm telling her not to take the baby, but I never say that to her. I be asking her. It's just like me asking my baby daddy to get his kids, and he tell people I'm keeping them from him. It's the similar shit. Like I never tell you not to take your baby. I be telling you don't take her at night. Don't take her out in the nighttime. That's all I ever said. And for her to tell the police that and they was gonna take me to jail for kidnapping it really hurts my feelings. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna put no. I'm not telling you you can't take your baby. I'm just being concerned because it seems like you have no say in anything, and it makes me think you're being sex trafficked. And please understand that I'm just being a mom and a grandmother saying this. So don't be upset with me. If you want your baby, why can't you come home with her? Especially if you're around people that, frankly, you don't even want your baby around. It's why you leave her. I'm really stressed and know the baby isn't the reason. So if me and Sky have to work as a team with her, I'm willing to, in order to make sure she is safe. With that being said, she can stay, but you will have to pay me. And your sister, who is a big help. And I wish you would show her that you appreciate her. You don't have to tell me. You don't have to tell me because I do it for love. I pray that whatever you're going through, you get out of it. Those people are not of your best interest because had they been, they would tell you to treat your mom better. I love you so much, but I have to put my foot down. You have everyone judging me, saying I let you run over me, and today this stops. I told you the baby needs Pampers, and I just gave Sky my last five. Looks like I'll have to walk to Kroger and use that five I gave her to just get a pack, which is $4. Thank God. Until the box I ordered on Amazon arrives. Thank you for loving me. Stay safe, like they say.
To fold, to repeat emotional habits like a robot on replay. He bet everything on you staying predictable, but you didn't just change, you escaped. You slipped out of his code like smoke under a locked door. Now he's scrambling? Because when someone the devil thought he trained suddenly starts walking differently, reacting differently, speaking differently, he can't calculate the next move. You became a ghost in his machine. You were supposed to keep falling for the same traps. That's how he designs the battlefield. Patterns, the same arguments, same types of toxic people, same loops of anxiety and self-doubt. He set it up so that your pain would be automatic. Your triggers would be weapons he fired. He used to know your every response before you gave it. Predictability is how he puppeteers the world, but not you. You stopped falling for the bait. You stopped running toward fake love just to feel less alone. You stopped over-explaining to people who never deserved your truth. You stopped begging the world to see your worth and finally started acting like you already knew
Oh, that
it.
felt
And
something
right then,
better.
he
Goodness,
lost his
man.
grip. Now, you're too quiet for him to track and too wise for him to trick.
Oh, that
You
song was
became
blinding me.
unpredictable, and to an enemy who only survives through patterns, that makes you lethal. He wasn't expecting this version of you, this calm, clear, collected soul who doesn't flinch when manipulated, who doesn't explode when triggered, who doesn't bite when baited. You used to move emotionally, now you move strategically. You used to break at the first sign of rejection, now you don't even blink. You used to spiral in silence, now your silence is strategy. And that makes the devil mad, real mad,
Y'all see
because
what
every
I'm
time
talking about though? That girl, this boy came and picked my daughter up. He not even worried about his baby. Y'all see how long I've been on live. Y'all saw when she left. This girl, this girl don't understand. But my daughter on the spectrum, she don't understand. She don't understand. She's being fooled right now. These people are fucking trying to set her up. This boy already telling the police that he's afraid of his life with her, of this sweet little girl. Yeah, she got a mouth on her. She get this what I noticed that every autistic person is like that too. But my daughter, she don't have no bad flaws except when she get irritated, she may talk shit. But he's saying he's in fear of her life when he's the one bullying her. Then you play these games that you don't want to be in the baby life, but then you come pick my daughter up. What's up? I'm not understanding it. Plus, plus this girlfriend know my goddaughter family. They related to them. So they definitely ain't for her because I keep trying to tell her that family is telling everybody that I got the baby taken from that young lady. So those people you hanging with are related to her and they don't mean you no good. They clowning you when you leave. I try to tell her that, but she not listening to me. So I'm trying to just leave, cause she gonna follow me. I don't care what they say to her, what she say. She's gonna follow me.
He presses a button that used to work on you,
Like
and
I'm not
nothing.
like to the point where if I leave and leave her, she gonna find a way to come to my ass. I know my daughter. I gotta get her from around, away from the distractions that keep popping up to come pick her up without her calling them. I seen it with my own eyes. When we pulled up that time she went to jail, she was like, "What is he doing here?" She didn't even know he was supposed to be here.
He realizes you're no longer on his map. You've left his simulation, you're rewriting your code, and you've become the glitch that exposes the whole system. Here's the thing, the devil doesn't fear believers. He fears breakers. He fears the ones who break
Now I don't
curse.
want to see my baby on the news. That's what they trying to do. She not listening. I protected her so for all her life. I protected her the moment I saw that people were fucking with her in West Palm Beach on Instagram. Y'all, I sent this to the lawyer. That's why I say a lot of apps may get shut the fuck down. But on Instagram, they didn't do shit when those people was in my baby DM saying she gonna get taken by white trucks, by white vans, and calling me Coolio in the chat. And I don't know none of them. They was calling me Coolio. And they screen. It's a picture, y'all, that I'm traumatized to look at that picture now. I have not looked at it since West Palm Beach, but it's a picture I took that was on my YouTube. Matter of fact, that mean they screenshot it from my bad. It was Instagram. They screenshot it from my Instagram and went to my daughter's Instagram and was in the chat. Hundreds of people in the chat. I promise y'all, and they was talking about me, saying this her mama, y'all. She looked like Coolio. Literally, it was a meme. They everybody was resharing it in the chat, and the boy was asking me for money to get my daughter back. I called the police, y'all. I called them. They told me that they see this all the time. Maybe she just went out with friends. I said, babe, look at all this. She's not with friends. So here we go. In another town, similar shit. I go in there, she not even in the house. She gone. And then my daughter, when she come to her senses, she tell me, Mama, I don't know why I did that. That's these people are evil and corrupt. I'm just trying to like get from this area. I know that it's gonna follow me. It's followed me from Florida. This ain't start here in Georgia. It started in Florida. But I realized why the program even wants to fuck with me is because they've been studying me all this time, and I didn't know until I moved to this town when this organization reached out to me and told me that I have genetics that may cure certain diseases, babe. And it all makes sense now. But everybody too busy saying that I'm tripping. What the fuck she talking about? But I got the blueprint now. So all I'm trying to do is survive. I don't give a fuck to prove that I know, cause I know who doing this. I'm just trying to survive it peacefully. That's all I'm trying to do. So that everybody that's mad at me for speaking my truth and for being like sad about this shit, seeing that nobody give a fuck about me. Like everybody that choose to tell me this shit, girl, nobody don't give a fuck about you. So it's replaying in my mind as I see that people are showing me that they don't care about me. It makes me feel bad because all my life I tried to make people feel good because I've always felt bad. You get the drift. Like I do things for me. I do it to make you smile for me. So when you don't try to give me that same respect to try to give me a smile when you see I have a frown, that bothers me.
Break cycles, break generational
Why they want to
programming.
see me
He fears the
frown?
soul that doesn't
I just
follow the
want to
script.
smile.
You were supposed to be another product of your pain, but you stopped letting trauma write your story. You took the pen back. And now, he can't read your chapters before you write them. That's why he's throwing everything at you now. Confusion, betrayal,
I don't know. It didn't
silence.
go through. Usually, the iPhone go through whether it's off or not, and it's telling me to update software. So y'all, if you ever get on this stream, let me show y'all. You don't want to update your phone, as you can see, it won't let you touch nothing. All you do You do this, put the fingerprint on it, and see, look, it get off. It gonna keep doing it. But you turn your phone, your power off and on, it won't do it again. But you just keep doing that, and you can bypass the update. I don't want to do the update because my phone already glitchy, and I do that update, it's gonna like a lot of features that I disabled gonna be back on the phone. That's the girl family right there again. I gotta get out of this town, babe. I gotta get out of this town. These people here, they taking dibs. These people here taking dibs, y'all. They taking deals. I'm telling you. That's why they moving like roaches like this. They hoping they come up on the bag off me. But even if they ultimately do anything to me, all of them gonna be harmed because there's people in the government that's actually looking out for me and watching me. So they see everything you do, you gonna get exposed in the Freemasons. It's still gonna go back to the Freemasons because these PIs are on to the Freemasons messing with me. Yes, this the secret is out. They on to the Freemasons fucking with me. It's sad. Nobody believed me, but private investigators reached out to me, telling me this. But y'all called me crazy. So to those people on Facebook that's in this town that's watching me, hey, tell all your folks to troll with caution because there's people watching me watch those Freemasons bother me. So which they see what you doing. To get whatever they offer you ain't worth it, babe, because you're gonna end up in jail. Come, I guarantee you those Freemasons gonna pretend they don't know what the fuck they didn't see in you. They gonna let you fall for it when you get caught. This the wrong person. I know y'all probably got away with all this shit in this town for a long time, but listen, this girl right here just exposed y'all corrupt town. So please fall back. All that little intimidation shit y'all doing, it's really just pissing me off, but it ain't making me scared. I promise you. Don't you see me on live with the camera out? I'm not scared. I wouldn't let you see me recording you. I would have kept doing it secretly like I've been doing. Cause y'all thought y'all was coming flat in my tires, and just because I didn't post you online, you think that I didn't see that. I just sent it to the people. You see? Keep it up, babe. Go ahead. Y'all got it all figured out because y'all got these Freemasons backing y'all up. Keep up.
Fake friends, random chaos. Not because he's strong, but because he's panicking. You're walking in uncharted territory. You're not emotionally
Let me tell
baited
them,
anymore.
most
You're
wanted,
not.
y'all. Let me tell them what these people doing. Cause the PI literally said this out his mouth. So they allowing certain shit to happen because they want the top dog. They don't want these baby Masons. They don't care about y'all. They want the top dog that's calling the shots. That's sending those orders out. So they watching the organizations because the certain organizations that expose themselves are exposing the top dog. So they want to see how far y'all gonna go. So a lot of y'all gonna get fucked up, babe. Whether I'm here to see it or not, y'all can go ahead and MLK me. It's still gonna happen. That shit should scare you more than anything. It's still gonna fuck you up. You gonna be in jail. So if you don't like me for whatever reason, y'all can say I'm crazy, I'm miserable, I'm about to be evicted ass bitch. Just don't come my way. Don't talk to me, cause you don't know me to begin with. So just don't fuck with me. Don't come by me. If y'all feel like I'm a police asshole, don't come by me. What's the need for just keep riding by a police asshole if you know she a police asshole? Would you keep fucking with my cars if I'm a police asshole? Cause don't you think when you think if she a police asshole that the police ass bitches is watching this police asshole? So it don't make sense. You contradicting yourself. You obviously feel protected if you fucking with a police asshole.
Not triggered by old wounds anymore. You're not dancing in dysfunction just to feel alive. You know what you're doing, and you know who you are.
Facts.
You've become a master of self-awareness. And self-awareness, that's the devil's kryptonite. He
Facts.
can't manipulate someone who watches their own thoughts. He can't rerun
That's
programs
everything
in
I just
someone
said.
who
I analyzed
rewrote the
everything.
code. You're not on emotional autopilot anymore. You're flying this thing yourself, and that's terrifying to him. You see, chosen one, your old self was predictable. The one that let people back in
Yeah.
just because they apologized. The one that kept showing up to tables that fed your insecurities. The one that needed noise
So
to feel
y'all,
noticed.
so so y'all, like, I'm supposed to like beat myself up for stuff I can't change to the folks that say they love me. So I know I'm complicated. I know I'm needy. I know certain days I can't get up and move, so I be depending on y'all to help me out. So are you gonna blame me for those flaws that I can't help? Are you going to beat me up while I'm down? Are you going to ignore me when it's obvious that I need your support? Whether it's just a gesture or just like, hey, there you go. That's why I made my cash out. Give me real love. So when I used to request shit from family members and baby daddies and shit, and I only got one. But when I requested to them, I want them to see that title. Give me real love, babe. Cause y'all never gave me real love. Y'all only fuck with me when y'all think that I done came up on a rap deal or whatever the fuck y'all think. That's when y'all show up. But when I'm down and I'm fucked up, all y'all ignore me. And y'all show everybody that tell me this, that y'all don't care about me because they tell me this. Your family, they don't even fuck with you. But what they don't know is that my family secretly do fuck with me. My family secretly tell me how sweet I am. My family secretly tell me that I'm a blessing. But they scared to show this shit online. So there go the truth. There go the truth. They secretly do fuck with me. They love me. They'll go hard for me in secret, but they can't show you online because they scared. There we go. So if y'all ain't scary, go ahead and show the world that you ain't. Cause you showing me that you scared as fuck to support me because you know these Freemasons are fucking with me. Cause you keep telling me shit in secret. Show that shit in action.
But that version of you, dead and buried, and out of that funeral rose the wild card, the force, the mystery, the one he can't follow anymore. You stopped playing the game, and not only did you stop playing it, you started flipping the whole board. You're not a reaction anymore, you're a move, a powerful,
I'm a
calculated,
movement by
deliberate
myself.
move made with
We could
full
be a force
awareness
together,
and
but
zero
I walk
desperation.
this shit by myself.
That's not healing, that's war. You
I
became
dream of a world where everybody support each other. I dream of a world where people uplift each other. I dream of a world where people embrace the love they have for each other in action. I dream of a world where people love me for who I am and don't judge me for the things that I can't help. I dream for that. But I don't know if I'll ever get it in this life.
dangerous the moment you stopped being emotional for free. The moment you started conserving your energy, keeping your peace sacred, and watching without reacting. The moment you saw his tricks and laughed instead of cried. Now, the devil can't touch you, not because he isn't trying, but because you don't live at the same frequency anymore. You've become invisible to the chaos that once found you so easily, and now he's furious. You're walking in full alignment while he's screaming in confusion. You've become what he fears most, a chosen one with clarity, a soul that sees the setup before the fall, a mind that rewrote its triggers, a presence that doesn't move for noise. And let's be real, he hates that your silence is smarter than his schemes, that you outgrew the game without ever announcing it. Let this be clear, your unpredictability isn't rebellion, it's freedom. You were never created to be a slave to emotions, to fake love, to old pain. You were created to be a disruptor, a breaker, a boss. And now, you're walking like it. That's why they can't predict you anymore. The devil sends distractions hoping you'll chase them. You don't. He sends fake friends hoping you'll let them in. You don't. He sends reminders of your past hoping you'll go backward. You won't. You've outgrown his reach and it's driving him insane. You're not in survival mode. You're in strategy mode. And a chosen one in strategy mode is the devil's worst nightmare. So let him throw his last cards. Let him spin his lies. Let him try every backdoor into your peace. It won't work because while he's stuck playing checkers, you're rewriting the entire game and building the board yourself. You're not a prisoner of your past. You're the architect of your next level. He can't track you. He can't predict you. And now he can't stop you. You glitched the system. And now the devil's watching it crash with your name written all over the wreckage. Number 3. You turned pain into pattern recognition. Now the devil's out of tricks. There was a time the devil had you on a string. All it took was a familiar wound, a certain look, a certain tone, a silent room, and you'd spiral. He'd
So
whisper
y'all,
just enough to echo.
this lady here who called me her mama, she went to jail recently for they raided her house. I found this out on Newsbreak. Oh, actually, my goddaughter mama told me about it first, and she also just told me that this lady was asking for me to come do whatever, I don't know. But I told her, I said, listen, I can't do nothing for nobody no more. Plus my insurance is out, my decal is expired, so I can't take nobody nowhere anyways. But that part of me is done. I just told her that. But this lady is it baffles me because I'm looking at her right now. She's at her family house, and you just asked for me, and you standing right there, and have not yet came over here for whatever you wanted me to come to your house for, and you just got raided for selling drugs. I didn't even know this lady sold drugs. I promise y'all, I never knew that. But this same lady is the one that said she slipped when they was all in the house and said, "Oh, I'm trying to wear that to the lodge," and my head turned, and that's when I knew, cause I thought I didn't know for a fact. I knew when she said that to them, she forgot who was in the house, cause her face lit up when she thought about after she said it. I'm trying to wear that to the lodge. What else? What lodge? The Freemason Lodge. And she thought I was gonna fall for it. You was trying to get me to come to your house so I could be on camera coming to your house, making it look like something other than what it is, and for them to rope me the fuck off. But I didn't fall for it. Thank God that my insurance was off. Thank God nobody helped me out, because I probably would have helped that lady and took her to the grocery store, because that's basically all she ever asked me to do is come take her to the grocery store, either do her hair or rearrange her cabinet for her. And I used to make little cash doing that. But I didn't fall for it, and I didn't go over there because they knew I needed money. So she was offering me money, and I turned that shit down. Knowing I needed it, I still turned it down because I had a bad feeling about it. But now I'm seeing why, because I'm looking at her across the street. She been there all day.
Something from your past, and boom, you'd explode, or crumble, or overextend yourself for
I
people
thought
who never
you
gave a
needed me
damn,
for something.
and the
Why didn't
devil
you come walk
loved
over
it.
here?
He danced
You see
every
me
time
going
he
in and out
made you
my car.
break your own boundaries. He watched you fold for comfort, beg for closure, and chase love that only existed to drain you. But now, you know yourself too well. He's still trying the same old tricks, but you're not the same old person. You don't just feel pain anymore. You study it, you dissect it, you watch it walk in the door and ask it what it wants this time. That kind of self-awareness, that's not healing. That's power. That's control. And the devil hates it. Because here's the secret. He doesn't create new weapons. He just keeps using the old ones, hoping you're still broken in the same places. He doesn't
So
have to
after this video, I'm gonna stop y'all, and I'm gonna go inside. My mom passed away. Cora was just near this. You know what? I'm gonna finish this little live. I mean this video and end the live and go inside. Um, I think I feel a little better, but I just worry for my daughter. She says she don't mind, but I don't like to do stuff like that. So
new
plus
enemies.
I'm gonna have
He
to
just
walk to
recycles
Kroger to
old
get the baby some more
patterns.
Pampers.
People who trigger
My daughter said
old
she was gonna come
wounds.
back, but
Situations that mirror
I don't
old
know if she gonna
betrayals.
come back in time.
Sounds,
And
smells,
Kroger
faces.
closed, I think at 10 or 11. I'm not sure. Um, and I was driving, I always caught it before it closed. So I don't know what time they closed, but I don't want to take chances because she only got a few more Pampers left, and not sure if it's gonna last through the night. So I'm gonna go and walk my little happy ass to Kroger and get her the pack of Pampers. Is like $4.97 for that little small pack, and I'm gonna have to take that 5 from Sky that I just gave her. Shout out to my folks though. Shout out to y'all. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all act like y'all love my grandbaby, all that shit. Obviously, y'all don't care about us at all, baby. I'm seeing that.
Silences that
Don't
make your
don't
nervous
don't
system
take it
remember
no
something
offense.
painful.
That's what you
So
showing me.
you'll fall into reaction instead of response. He used to bank on that. Your pain was his remote control. He didn't need chains when he could just replay your trauma on
And
loop.
no, I'm not
But
trying to sound jealous. I know it make me sound like that, but I just expect for people that I help to help me when I need help. So I have to bring up stuff, and it may sound like I'm being jealous, but I've never been jealous of nobody, not one day of my life. And I don't care if it sounds like that, but I'm never jealous of people. I'm the type of person I love for your good news. It rubs off on me. I love when people tell me they good news because I'm excited about them. I'm excited about whatever you're telling me because I learned that technique my whole life. When you're naturally happy for people blessings, you get blessed too. It's contagious. So how could I be jealous of you? I'm only stating facts. These same people that I help and bless, when you get money and you get gift cards and you get shit, you forget about me. So I bring it up. But you say I'm jealous. I'm not. Maybe you're trying to make me jealous, and that's the only reason why you taking my pain and sadness to see you just finesse me like that.
now you feel it and don't fall for it. You notice the sting and don't flinch. You pause, breathe, analyze. You ask better questions now. Why does this feel familiar? Whose voice is that in my head
It's
right
gonna hurt.
now?
It's gonna hurt my baby when she would come to her senses after we leave this town. And if God forbid something happened to me, she gonna realize that she helped people stress me out. Cause she gonna think about it. She's spiritual too, but she just been hurt. She gonna realize it like, damn, I was stressing my mom out, and you allowed people to do that to you. But it's gonna take for them people to show her they true colors. Then she gonna realize like, damn, that's why they kept talking about my mama. Damn, that's why they kept bringing my mama up. Damn, that's why they kept laughing at my mama. I didn't realize that. She gonna hurt so bad, and I'm not wishing it on her. I'm just seeing it. Just like my
Is this a
family gonna feel
wound
bad.
or is this real? That kind of pause breaks his entire grip. Because the devil operates in speed and emotion. He needs you to move before you think, react before you reflect.
Yeah, I'm
But
learning
when you
that. I
start
really do gotta
catching
think
yourself
before I do stuff,
mid-reaction, he
because
loses his
the
timing.
PI told me is about my reaction. It's your reaction that they looking forward to. So you gotta think before. And I don't usually think before I say stuff. I learned how to do that the last couple of years. I'm not gonna lie, act like I've always did this. No, I start thinking before I say stuff, especially knowing that my daughters got taken because I didn't think before I spoke to that sheriff that day when he was bullying me, telling me I don't own the land and calling me, and I never said nothing about owning land. All I said was, why do y'all have these prisoners out here talking to my children? They minors. They took my kids, y'all. I didn't do nothing but talk shit. So you took somebody kids for telling you something that you should have known as an individual, as a resource person, to know that what they was doing was not right. They should have not been talking to us. It's on camera. You see me throwing a cigarette to the boy and cussing him out and saying, "Hey, you know what? Y'all, I got the video too. I'm gonna post it on my most wanted now, so I could justify myself. I got the video where I'm telling the boys, it ain't y'all fault. It ain't y'all fault. It's they fault for it. And y'all walked through this park. They was literally walking through the swing set. They was walking through that bitch
Once
and
he
followed me. You could hear in the live video, in the video, because I was live and I was recording off my other phone. You could hear me saying, "Damn, why y'all keep following me? I just moved to this side." They followed me like 4, 5 times before I snapped on their ass, and off I went off like the show. Snapped, bitch. Fuck y'all keep following me for. But I'm wrong.
Loses timing. He loses everything. You've become fluent
It's a
in your
part of the
own
video where I say, look at all this space, and these folks keep following me. Why do they feel the need to park directly next to me? While I'm sitting there trying to pay bills and find a different hotel. Because the hotel we had for that night, it was about to be done in the morning at 11. So they rushed in and took my fucking kids from me and kept them for 8 months and was saying they wasn't coming back home because mom cursed the guards out. For something factual, when you see on camera where those people are saying leave her alone, you could hear the people in the background saying leave her alone. She even the family was giving them the police officers money so I could pay my insurance because they said it was off. It started from that. Then now you taking me to jail? You ain't even arrest me and read my Miranda rights. You said you was detaining me for questions.
You don't run from them. You don't drown in them. You read them like a language now. You used to call
All y'all
yourself
said to
sensitive.
learn my lesson. Wow. Wow. So I should have learned better and just knew that I can't beat the police. I can't tell them what to do. All that. I know you can't. Whatever. Sit there at the park or leave. When I tried to leave, they detained me. When I said I'm leaving, they detained me and stopped me from leaving. And then oh, you can't even leave, girl. Your insurance is out. The same day that I got a letter, well, it was the next day, because I remember my baby birthday was the day before, and I had to call the insurance company because I couldn't do something, and they was saying there was a glitch in their system. I even had to get a paper to the DMV. That I called the DMV to ask them could they vouch for me to the police, and they wouldn't. I said, could y'all vouch to them that I just bought y'all paperwork that this insurance company said it was a glitch? They wouldn't. I called family while I'm sitting there with the police, asking them they was taking so long. If they would have just helped me right along, right then and there, I could have pulled off, and my kids would have never went to DCF because there was no accusations.
Like it was a flaw. Now
But they
you
want to be mad
understand
at
it
me
was
for
a
being
gift.
sad.
You just needed control. And now that you've mastered it, you can spot manipulation before it speaks. You can smell the energy shift when something's off. You don't need facts. You've got patterns. You've got a sixth sense the devil can't
Why should I
corrupt.
protect their
You've seen
image,
this
y'all,
dance
when they
before.
ain't trying to
The
help me
love bomb,
survive?
the gaslight, the breadcrumbing, the guilt trip, the fake apology, the I've changed lie. It used to pull you in. Now, it makes you smirk. Because you've seen this movie. You starred in this movie.
My
But
daughter
this time,
told me, she said, I'm not gonna be like you. You had us from a lame ass nigga. So to my baby daddy, when I'm not trying to expose you, but you said a lot of shit about me to people that they came and repeated to me, and I never judged you for it. Matter of fact, some of those people I told them to keep your dick out their mouth. I bet you don't know I said that though. I got proof and messengers that I told a lot of people when they would come tell me what you said. Keep my baby daddy dick out your mouth, bitch. Plenty times, babe. But you sit here and ignore me, boo. This ain't got nothing to do with love. Cause you knew I fell out of that shit years ago. This all about you you supposed to be there for me.
you're not playing the same character. And that switch,
Why they so focused on making me look bad when I'm supposed to be a representation of you? That's to all y'all. The family, the friends. I should be a representation of you, especially if we have ties together. I represent you. I represent our family truth. To my baby daddy, I represent you. I have your children. Why do you want us to look fucked up? Send a bird with cash. Send a bird with gifts. Send a bird with pampers, babe. My way. So I won't look like that.
terrifies him. See,
So I
you
won't look
used to
like a
be
bum ass, homeless ass bitch, babe. Right?
reactive. He could bait you into self-destruction with just a whisper. Now you're responsive. And response is power.
Nah, I'm
Response.
sorry too to Jay and his family. When y'all see me say this, just don't take it to offense. Understand that I'm just sad. So if you don't want me to talk bad, then go ahead and bless me. That's all. You don't gotta do all that. Don't get mad at me for being sad that I've been abandoned.
Is strategy. Response is wisdom. You're not scrambling anymore. You're studying. You're calm. You're unshaken. And to the devil, your calm is a siren. It's the sound of defeat.
Understand that I'm more hurt of you noticing that I have issues and you want to pick at me and make me feel like a burden and make me feel like I shouldn't have been alive. I shouldn't have been born because I'm too needy. That hurts the worst, babe. Than you helping me with anything. It hurts the worst that you mad at me. All my friends that's supposed to say that say they love me, all the way from Miami to fucking Rome. All y'all that pick at me, I'm a kind person. My flaws don't determine who I am. I've been a blessing my whole life.
You've gotten so good at tracking your inner world that you can tell the difference between a trigger and a truth. That's lethal, because most people can't. Most people live inside emotional chaos, but you stepped outside of it. You learned your emotional language like a map, and now when something shows up that feels like an old wound, you know it's not a sign to run. It's a sign to wake up. You don't hand out second chances like candy anymore. You don't ignore red
Like
flags
what
for
real families do when they notice that a family member needs help, they form alliances to help that person out. You got one person helping them with their phone bill. You got the other person. That's what type of support group I needed. Matter of fact, with the people that's researching me, they ask me all of this. Have you have access to these resources? Have you ever had these type of resources? Do you have this type of support? They asking me all of this stuff, which lets me know like, damn, I was supposed to have all that shit.
the sake of potential. You don't shrink yourself just to avoid conflict. You stand tall in discomfort now because your discomfort is no longer a prison. It's information. The devil can't play with someone who uses pain as intel. He underestimated how deeply you were going to know
I
yourself.
went
He
dead.
thought if he kept sending the same tests in different disguises, you'd stay too emotional to notice. But now you see everything. You don't get lost in the fog. You recognize the patterns while they're forming, not after they break you. That level of clarity, it's dangerous, it's disruptive, it ruins every blueprint he had on you. And here's
All
the
right.
real kicker. Your growth doesn't just protect you, it makes you a threat because other people are watching. They're seeing how you move, how you handle conflict, how you say no without guilt, how you walk away without looking back, how you don't explain your piece to people committed to misunderstanding you, and they're learning. Your evolution is contagious, and every person you inspire is one less pawn for the devil to use. You've become the firewall, the blueprint breaker, the one who won't pass on the trauma, and for someone who feeds off generational cycles and emotional predictability, that makes you public enemy number one. He doesn't know how to break you anymore because you keep breaking his patterns instead. Now, when pain shows up, you don't fold, you investigate, you don't shrink, you scan the source, you don't beg, you observe, and that self-command makes every old tactic useless. The devil's running out of tricks, and you're not running at all. You're still, and your stillness is not silence, it's dominance. You're not avoiding triggers, you've outgrown them. And that evolution, it doesn't look dramatic. It looks like peace. It looks like discipline. It looks like not texting back, not arguing, not showing up to emotional traps. It looks like control, and control is what he never wanted you to find. But you did, and now he can't manipulate.
Y'all, I'm noticing that the reason why folks ain't helping me is because like these people are really setting up to like have me fall and be homeless, needing a shelter without a car again. Because when they had me without my car after my brother My Facebook is off now. My phone went dead, so I could say it over here. When my brother chose to take my car every night and run up the tolls and suspend my license for years. It was suspended because he had done ran it up to thousands of dollars. I noticed why he didn't help me. They needed me to be walking. They needed me to be walking, y'all. Because when I was out there, when I was not driving, bro, they would fuck with me so bad. And my car is my peace. Having my car, I could escape things. And now they got me to where when they send that eviction notice this time, that I won't have no help because as you can see, I'm trying to get help now, and I've like literally been begging people, and nobody is budging. So imagine when they do that, what would happen to me and the kids? All right, let me just get off here, y'all, cause I'm really bothered. Thank y'all for listening, man.